Hello, Virgo. This is Ms. Joan, Ms. Joan's Tarot on the Hill, and I just want to talk to you about August. So today we're doing the overview, which will include July 31st through September 3rd, being that I do my 7-day weeks going from Sunday to Saturday. All right, cool. So let us program these cards for you. Let's look at what's going on. So we're going to go ahead and set these aside for a minute. I'm going to program these for the first week of August, being July 31st through August 6th. So we'll be ready to get in deep on this at the very end of this video. All right, so let's do this. Cool. These are ready to go. These are ready to go. I'm laying them out. We're going to have 5 columns for 5 weeks. That's quite a bit. But here we go, right? All the cards face me. It doesn't change the meaning of the card. It just means I don't read them upside down. And there are no bad cards. They're just lessons. So we'll get into those when they show up, all right? For now, we're just going to get these laid out proper. Sometimes they're sticky, right? That's weird. Maybe it's more humid. That's why. Okay. And there we go. All right, I'm going to go ahead and put these aside. I don't need them anymore. And let's talk about it. Let's talk about August. July 31st through August 6th will be our first week. And we're talking about the Hanged Man showing up, showing that there's a part of you that is getting stuck on something. There's something about what's going on that you are maybe being a little stubborn. It doesn't make you a bad person. It just means that in this moment you dug your heels in and said, this is the way it should be. And maybe that's holding you up. Maybe it's not working out to your benefit. So maybe you should look at it differently. I don't know. An area where you're blocked is the sun. The sun is saying that there's nothing new going on here. You will not be starting anything new, so don't try and start anything new right now. Stick with what you got. Try and make it work, okay? And we are recognizing, of course, that our solution is the 9 of Swords, telling us that we are regretting how we used our power in the past. So, so while we're getting hung up and having regrets about how we used our power, maybe we should be careful about what we do while we're hung up. All right, so just keep that in mind, Virgo. All right, we'll talk next about August 7th through the 13th. We have the 4 of Cups, and the 4 of Cups is here to say, hey, we are here. This is the foundation of my heart. I'm working on my foundation of my heart, and I'm feeling very good about it. And yet the dreams and goals are blocked. Fussy. Things are on delay. Okay, something is delayed. So don't be alarmed. It isn't gone forever. It's just delayed. You're blocked from getting it this week. All right. The King of Wands is here to hold your hand through this process and keep you calm. So allow your King of Wands to do his job and make sure that everything is good. All right. The King of Wands can be any person who is technically male energy, but definitely keeps you centered, keeps you calm. And so yeah, just let your brother, your pal, your partner help you get through this process, okay? And know that your frustration is noted, but don't act on it, all right? That's good. So the next week over is going to be the 14th through the 20th of August, and we have you looking at your finances and saying, hey, doing all right, things are looking good, I'm cool, I feel comfortable, I'm not breathing funny, this is going to be all right. Good. And the King of Swords is here saying that he's blocking you, which is to tell you you can't control yourself, you can't control your money, you can't control anything. He's going to sit there and naysay the crap out of you, which is such a drag, such a drag. And let's face it, he's not you, and he doesn't understand who you are, because the Ace of Swords is your solution, and that is the gift of more additional control and power. So you have more power coming to you. Maybe this King of Swords who's standing in your way is actually going to be the guy who's standing in your way because he wants to give you something. Just be aware. It's getting on time for you to do some things, right? You're going to have to do some things, and they're swordy things. So just be aware and keep an eye on things. Keep an eye out for this guy. See what he's up to. See if you can maneuver him in a direction that's less painful. All right, we'll see more about that later. So August 21st through the 27th, we have a Two of Wands, which shows you walking through a gateway. There's something coming forward for you where you are ready to go. You are ready to step through the gateway and get the heck out of Dodge, okay? So prepare. Become prepared to step through, all right? It's exciting stuff. Whatever this is, it's a new adventure. The Eight of Wands is here to tell me that whatever your new adventure is, don't worry. You'll have a few days. You'll have some time to work it through. It's not going to all avalanche. It's not going to go super fast. It will go whatever pace it needs to go without it being super fast. That is off the table, all right? Because the Eight of Wands is blocking you, and it will not go fast to save your life, okay? So don't freak out. Just allow for it to be what it is, and know that we have the Nine of Pentacles. It says that you're financially sitting pretty. Don't trip. Don't worry about your finances. Allow that to be the case. One more time, we'll look at more in depth at this in the next video. And here we are. We're talking about August 28th through September 3rd. We have the Three of Cups. The Three of Cups represents a party, a gathering of joy, a gathering of love. And I am happy to say that's nice. That's a nice way to start this particular week, or to have the energy of this week be a party. So this is wonderful news. We also have the Three of Wands here, and the Three of Wands is saying, hey, look at here. We have, it's blocking you, and so the Three of Wands represents looking back in the past and remembering lessons from the past so that we don't repeat them. And it's blocking you, which tells me that you are on the verge of repeating a past behavior. So, brakes, please. Party if you want, but brakes on any weird activities that remind you from things that you've done in the past, all right? Don't put a grenade in your life over a party, okay? So, remember how you did in the past that blew up your life? Don't do that. And Justice is here. This is Justice, and this Justice wants you to make sure everything goes fairly, okay? Everything goes just the way it ought to, and it goes fairly. So be careful, be cautious, and make sure everything comes out fair for everybody involved, all right? Cool. We're going to set these cards aside. Set these ones over here so we can go in depth on this very first week of August, being July 31st through the 6th of August. All right, cool. Pre-programmed cards. Dun, dun, dun. Here we go. We're adding more information. This will be good stuff. Alrighty, here we go. So we were talking about feeling a little hung up this week and how that can make us dig in our heels and want things to go a certain way. The goal, of course, is to make sure everything is fair and proper, and so that we can, because it shows you, this is the Justice card, and we have the Fool. So we have Hanged Man, Justice, and Fool. You're in a position of wanting things to be fair, but you also want to get started. So there may be either or, which is a frustration. What's funny is you want to get started, and this is the Sun saying, ain't nothing getting started now. New beginnings are the Sun, and the Sun wants to say, new beginnings aren't really on tap today, even though you're prepared. So maybe this is a preparation week. We'll make this a preparation week for next week, okay? So we're preparing to get started. Things aren't really getting started. You're remembering an old relationship. This is the Five of Cups. Saying, hey, we're remembering something from the past and people from our past. Okay. And it might get in the way. Also, there's some financial stuff going on behind the scenes. There's the Three of Pentacles here. It says, hey, man, things are going on behind the scenes. They're not good. Not things going in the benefit pile for what your plan is and how you want to do it. All right. So just keep that in mind. We talked about regrets and having regrets about how we used our power in the past. It's still true. Be careful how you interact with the world based on this information, because these are the blocks. Nothing's really starting. Don't freak out about it. Just make your plans. Make your plans. It'll all work out later. Have your memories. Work on figuring out the financing problem and why there's a problem in the financing. That way you're not throwing your weight around and making things crazy. It'll be fair later, but it doesn't have to be fair today. You can work in fairness into the financing. That's how you can get started. Get started on paper quietly by yourself, okay? Dancing with yourself, okay? That's what you're doing for now. Don't be upset about it. I don't want you to regret how you do things. But maybe in the past you've done things in other situations that got you in a pickle. So keep that in mind while you're working this out so that you don't repeat old behaviors. There is a fella with a big sword here. This is the King of Swords, and he is a pain in the neck. He is right here, right now, and he is not helpful, but he's here. He's part of the solution. Interesting. I wonder if we've figured out a way to manipulate him a little bit to get him to work in our direction. Because if he thinks he wants it, then he thinks he wants it, even if he doesn't really want it, or he usually doesn't like to do what you want to do. So make him thinking he's working against you when he's working for you. Isn't that weird? Ooh, that's ninja. Let's go ninja, right? Let's do some ninja mind games and figure this thing out with this sword guy, because that's a lot, okay? Meanwhile, I want you to see the Two of Cups is here. You have support from home. Might even be, renewal of vows, wedding, some sort of coupling situation that gets more together. If you're single right now, you're going to be getting into a relationship. If you're in a relationship, it's going to get more serious. So that's fun. All right. So cool. Keeping all of this in mind, just sort of pay attention. This is going to be an interesting week. All right. We'll talk soon, Virgo. Have a wonderful day, and we will talk about next week.